Hello everybody and welcome to the Create mod. Today we are going to be starting a brand new survival series based on this amazing mod. The Create mod it's basically all about cogs and rotations and machines and little parts that you put together to form something amazing. And unlike other mods where you basically like spend the whole time standing at a crafting bench and eventually you just get the magic box that does everything for you, this mod is totally different. It gives you pieces and you do what the mod says. You create. Well, let's get started. Let's dive right into things. Now, I have this world. We started this world yesterday. I did a live stream with ZF, which you guys can watch on the second channel. As always, got a whole bunch of resources here. It's a good little start. I want to focus on the mod. I don't want to focus on vanilla survival, which is why we did all this resource gathering off camera here and stuff. I want to dive right in. My plans today is to show you how all the power systems work and show you an amazing little power system that I kind of invented myself. I think you're gonna like it. And before we get into all the sources of rotational power, I want to say to you guys, listen, I know there's a lot of you out there that generally don't watch modded Minecraft. And guess what? I got news for you. I don't play modded Minecraft. Trust me, guys, I think you're gonna want to stick around for this one. We're gonna have some fun. Okay, so everything in this game, just about everything in this game, all the machines, all the bits, all the things, all the cogs, everything you want to do basically requires this rotational power, or as the game calls it, stress capacity. And of course, there's quite a few ways to generate this power or this stress capacity. The most primitive is what's called, not that, these are shafts that you can hook up to cogs and stuff and transfer power. So like you can see these cogs are all rotating. You can link them together. They spin in opposite directions, but the rotational power is conserved. Okay. And then obviously I could just like hook these up to that, and then the whole thing starts going. But one of the most crude and quite honestly useless rotational power generators is the old hand crank. You just hold on to it and it goes. It actually generates a decent amount of power, but I mean, who wants to stand here and crank this thing all day, right? So I'd say the first power generator or stress capacity generator that you can use, and you know, this is very entry level, is the water wheel. And it's what you'd expect. It's all about having flowing water go over this water wheel, and when it does, it generates power. So you can see, you know, I can connect more axles to this and everything. Right there, that axis is what's going to spin as long as water is flowing over some of the sides. And the more sides that you flow water over, the more power it generates. So you can chain these together and just stack a whole bunch of them side to side to side, and just have like just tons of water pouring over all of them and generate quite a bit of power. So what I want to do now actually is make a pair of engineer goggles. If you put these on, oh, right. I have to flatten my ingot here. Hold on. So this right here is a mechanical press. Let's hook it up. Let's hook it up to the thing with the thing. Okay, it's spinning. It has power now. Okay, but this is like a smart mechanical press. As soon as it detects that there is something down here on this this depot that can be smashificated, it will do such things. So check it out. Bam! It lines it up here. The smasher comes down. Clang! And lifts up, and that is how you get you can turn ingots into sheets. So now, where's my crafting bench? I should be able to make the engineer's goggles. Yeah, so I'm gonna put these on my face here and lose a little bit of helmet there, but looking pretty stylish, I must say. Hey. But what you get now with these goggles is you can look over something, right? And it shows you right there 160 stress units are being generated from this water wheel at this current speed. So now I've got this stressometer here, and this thing is basically, it's going to allow you to measure the stress on a network, and you know, like a network of everything connected, cogs and machinery and shafts and power sources and all that stuff. So I think I could just put this like anywhere. There we go. Okay, so now you can see there's low stress on the network. I'm using 80 of my 160 stress units, and that 80 is all coming from this press. The cogs and the shafts and everything, they do not detract anything from the power. Zed's future home. That's right, ZF is playing on the server with me. I think he just started today too as well. And the reason I'm over here is I want to show you what he's got going on over here, because I'm not going to build one myself because I have no interest in them. But I want you guys to be aware that they exist, and that is windmills. Now, I mean, no offense to Zed here, but these are some pretty horrible windmills. But they do show a point that you can actually generate power from windmills. Obviously, it's passive power. It just keeps going all day. So you can see these are generating 512 stress units there. He's got one there, and he's got one over here. You can attach a whole ton of wool or what these are sails specific to the mod. They're sails that you can stack these way up and branch them out and actually make crazy windmills. And the more of those you put on there, the more stress that, you know, the windmill will generate for you. So yeah, pretty excited to hang out with Zed. I'm sure we're going to be doing some insano projects together. It should be good times. He lives here and I live right over the hill over there. Now, the reason I'm kind of just glossing over all of these power generators, because I ain't got time for any of them. I want to jump right to the big boy, and that is this guy, the furnace engine. Okay, so this mod's got this crazy thing here. Check this out. If you want to know what something is, you just click on it. No, not that. You click on it and then you hold W and you get like this little movie that shows you what's going on and what it does and how it connects to everything. It is an amazing built-in tutorial system. But this right here is the furnace engine. You can actually hook up like a smelter or even better, a blast furnace to this thing and a flywheel, and this thing will generate just stupid amounts of power. So I want to make 1 or 2 or 3 of these today. You know what though? Before we get into all the techie and power generation and overpowered stuff, I want to do some building here. So this is the area. This is the area we're dealing with here. You can see that pillar there right behind my head. That dirt pillar is the spawn. That's the origin. So we're kind of in the spawn chunks here. We're going to take advantage of that later. You can see way back there, that's Zed's windmills that we were just at. So he's living right over there. We're in the middle of this like big plains here. We got a jungle to the side of us here, a lot of bamboo over here and everything. And I've got, you know, a pretty good size area here. So what I need to do now is figure out where I want to build. And it's going to be probably right in here. I want to build, of course, a factory. This mod is all about building widgets and conveyor belts and power sources and cogs spinning around. I need a factory for all of this to happen. Now, we're not going to build the whole thing today because that's going to be huge, but we're going to build enough of it where you're going to be able to get a little bit of a taste of it, I think. So this is what my factory is going to look like. And I got to say, I am incredibly excited about it for 2 reasons. One, I think it just looks great. It looks like a factory. I love all the new blocks that are being used here and stuff like that. So for instance, obviously this is just standard granite here, but this is like something called gabbro, which now generates in the world. You could also create it from granite and stuff like that. So full suite of blocks, stairs, slabs, fancy ones, non-fancy ones. So you get a lot of variation there. And I tried to add some detail going up, you know, and variation going around the arches here. So very simple pattern, you know, big archway with a tall window, and then 2 of these blocks here with the, they got the new glass here. This like iron glass panes. They look amazing. They're expensive though. They are expensive. And then down here, we've got like some, these are some gearboxes with what they call brackets. And I think the brackets, they're just totally cosmetic, but I think they just look amazing. So gearboxes going all the way around and shafts going all the way up the, you know, each of these little modules here. But of course, the real reason that I absolutely love the idea for this factory shell, you know, I mean, obviously this is going to like right here, I'm going to have a big giant door. We're going to have like automated swinging doors that open up and everything. I'm not sure yet. I might put my logo on it and have it like build my logo as it goes. All that stuff is like crazy possible now. It's amazing. So it's going to go down there, you know, over there a little bit and then loop all the way around the back and then come back over here. I think we're going to have like a big giant L-shaped building. Obviously I can't build it all today. There's just way too much to do here. But the thing I love the most about this building is that not only does it look good, in my opinion, you know, but it also is a fantastic way to like transfer rotational power around the base. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to throw up a little water wheel right here. Put some water up there and it starts flowing. I can break this now. Now, the cool thing about this and one of the difficulties with this mod is getting your rotational power around to all your builds, right? You could build a lot of different, you know, power sources, one for each of your projects and everything. But instead, what I'm going to do is have one section of my base that is kind of like a hub of power. And I'm just going to build all the power there. And then I have this outlet system. These are basically like plugs where you'll be able to plug in anywhere you want around the base and get like kind of free rotational power. So watch, I'm going to put this on here and do like that. Bam. Okay. Now that one is starting to spin. Now I can grab some more of these vertical gearboxes, do a little shadoinky and a little shadoinky. And then we just put a shaft under here. Boom. And now that one is transferring, okay? And we can do the same thing like over on the other side. And these basically just keep tiling together. So we do that, and we do shaft, missed that. There we go. Okay, and we continue this pattern all along. And if I'm correct now, if we go out front, we should see the fronts spinning as well, which just adds even more, you know, just epicness and majesty to this thing. I love it. So check this out. Let me get, I need bigger gears. Here we go. So we put these large cogs right on the front. Again, don't need these at all, but I think they're going to look great. And they just make the factory start to feel very steampunkish and just very cool, I think. I don't know. I like it. Okay, moving on. I want to start getting the materials to make these furnace engines. Now, these are like top tier engines, and we're just going straight to them here. I'm over here at Zed's little skiddly-doo base here, and instead of redoing all the stuff he's done, I'm just gonna come steal his stuff. And by steal, I mean borrow and use this stuff. He's got, okay, a blaze burner here. This is a blaze burner. You actually have to like go into the nether and capture a blaze to power this thing. And this is a basin, and this is a mixer, and I got them all hooked up again to rotational power supplied from his windmills and stuff. So all kinds of cool stuff here. So what I want to do is make brass. Brass is kind of like a higher tier thing in this game. But like I said, we're just going straight for here, and I want to show you guys the good stuff in the mod here. So I'm going to throw some brass in there. I'm going to throw some zinc in there, and then we're going to apply some heat, some fuel. The blaze comes alive, and the mixer starts mixing up all the bits in there. You can see the fire. This thing just looks great. I love it. And it'll spin for a little bit, and eventually, when it's done, there should be a stack of brass. There we go. Here we go. Now inside there, wait, where'd they go? I think I didn't have 32. I don't know. Things are like stacking and stuff like that, but that is the process. So can I right click? I think, but that's andesite. I don't want that. I want copper. And where's the zinc? Zinc. So if I just like right click, does it place it in there? No. Okay, I have to throw it in there. It looks like it stuck. Okay, good. Okay, this is going to be a huge batch now. I have 34. We should get, I don't even know if this makes 2. We should get a ton of it this time. Oh, wait. Oh, it doesn't have fuel. Fire up, buddy. Okay, 2.5 stacks of brass. Not too bad. That should be enough to do what we want to do today. And I'm going to leave Zed the mixer. I made that for him. So that's just to keep now. Clang. All right, after running around like a crazy person for like 20 minutes getting all these resources, I think we finally got what we need here to show you the furnace engine. And this thing is amazing. So this is actually the flywheel. This is one piece of it. This is like a 2-piece engine. This is a big boy here, okay? So made out of all brass and brass casings and all that stuff, okay? We got that. Now we're going to take a furnace and go 3 blocks over. Put a furnace right there, okay? And then we're gonna go with this guy and go doink, and then you see how they like link up, and now we have a system here of pipes and combibulators and nificators to do all the great things, okay? So now I gotta get, I need something to cook. Okay, cobble should work. Cobble should work here. So I wanna put some fuel in here, and the way this thing works is it generates just an absolute ton of rotational power or stress capacity only when the furnace is actually cooking. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw some cobble in. Actually, let's put some coal in first, okay? It obviously doesn't turn on, but then when I like cook something, boom, it turns on. And now this thing is generating 16,000 million stuff, which is pretty amazing, okay? That is like way more than windmills and stuff like that, but we're not done yet here, okay? Because here's the thing. You can actually use a furnace, you can use a smoker, or you can use a blast furnace. And I want to use the blast furnace because the blast furnace generates twice as much power, okay? Now, that sounds all great and everything, right? Link up, a little bit of lag there. Sounds great, right? But you got to remember that a blast furnace can only, you know, we can't cook cobble in here. It only cooks ores. So I'm dumb. Let me get some ores. Now, normally only being able to cook ores would be a bad thing because ores are not renewable, all right? And you want this thing generating all the time. So obviously we want to fill this up with something that we could just keep on cooking all day long. But here's the trick. And this is the amazing part. It's borderline cheating, but I'm okay with it because it's awesome. All right. So here's the thing. When you light this blast furnace, as long as the furnace is lit and the fuel is being consumed, it generates power. Okay. So with coal in there, I could take one ore and put it in there, right? And the furnace kicks on, it's cooking the ore, everything's fine. But take the ore out and the furnace continues to burn. The furnace continues to generate 32,000 stress units. So we're going to use this to our advantage, okay? A piece of coal is 80 seconds of cook time for one piece of coal. So getting fuel is not a problem. We're going to probably start off with coal, but I got bigger plans. Some amazing plans. I can't wait to show you what my renewable fuel source is going to be for this thing. But what we're going to do here is build a mechanism using conveyor belts and redstone and fans to basically, here, well, hold on, let me see. We're going to get some of the bits out right here. Let's get a chute and an encased fan, okay? The idea now is we're going to put a chute right on top of this guy. Doink. All right, we can even take our handy dandy wrench here and right click on it so we get a little glass, we can see what's going on in there. Now we're going to take this fan here, okay? And I don't know if it goes, yeah, it goes just like that, okay? So that fan is pointing straight down, and fans now, here, I can't even show you what it looks like down here, right? It looks like a little fan. It's super fanny. These fans are amazing. They can basically blow items around into a container. They can suck items out of a container. They can push mobs around, any form of entity. These things are just like, so what we're going to do is using like some gear switches or something, I don't know, we're going to basically have a little redstone clock that periodically switches this fan. 99% of the time, this fan is going to be on suck mode, and it's going to be pulling the fuel out of here. So it's like bloop, on, and then immediately, boom, it's going to pull the fan. It's going to pull the ore out, and you'll see it sitting in here. It'll be like kind of hovering there. And then like 80 seconds later, it's going to reverse for just like a quarter of a second and go blow and push it back in there, and then immediately pull it back out, and we get another 80 seconds of furnace cookification. It's glorious. So I put down a floor here. I don't know if this is the floor we're actually going to go with. This is going to be the corner of the factory here. The wall will go out there and then all the way over there. And like I said, it's going to make a big giant L. We've got our first super infinity furnace power makeificator thing. So here's how it basically works. We have the obviously the furnace engine down there. We got the blast furnace there with a little bit of coal in there. The fan, on top of the fan is a gearbox. Now, when that's powered, it reverses the power flow. So it's that torch is going to be powering that like 99% of the time, which is going to be pulling the item out of the chute there. In fact, let me do that so we can see it. Okay. And then up there, we got a little clock that, occasionally is going to go off and then go back on. And when it's off, it's going to change the fan to blow mode, and it's going to shoot the ore into the furnace, but immediately pull it back out. So we're basically never going to, we'll use fuel, but we're never actually going to cook any ore. I could just leave one ore there and we're good forever. This mod adds some interesting things with like core redstone that I was originally kind of iffy on, but I think I'm coming around to it now that I'm using them. They basically have added things like one block, pulse limiters, adjustable repeaters where you can configure the delay on the repeater instead of just 1 through 4 ticks. You got like these latches, which are basically like one block T flip-flops and stuff. Some really like interesting things. They still leave it at core components where you have to invent things out of it, but they kind of simplified here. And I want to show you what we got up here is just one of those pieces, which allows us to make a super long clock, like very compact. So this is an adjustable pulse repeater. It's a pulse limiter and a super configurable timer at the same time. So what we can do is say how long we want this repeater to go for. Default is 1 tick. All I got to do is start mouse wheeling here, and I can pick how many ticks I want us to delay for, or yeah, you guessed it, how many seconds I want it to go for. Now a piece of coal goes for 80 seconds. So I can just set this to 80 seconds. 80 seconds is, oh no. I thought I could set this higher than to go. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. All right, well, we'll go 1 minute for now. We'll go 60 seconds. That's okay. Next episode, we're going to get a renewable fuel source that cooks for 120 seconds. So 2 minutes will work out just right. Now we're going to use the power that this furnace generates to power itself, essentially, to power this fan. So we've got a shaft coming out of the gearbox is there. So we can take a belt now. Belts are amazing. They're conveyor belts, they're power transfer. You can run items on belts. And we're gonna be doing, this base is gonna have conveyor belts everywhere later on with items flying around. It's gonna be amazing. But for now, we're just gonna use the belt to click on that shaft there, and then you can see the little particles appear, tell you where it's gonna go. Click on that guy there. So now, if that rod spins, this rod will spin. And all I gotta do is put another gear on top of that. And now when that spins, the gearbox and the fan will spin. And I think it's ready to go. Oh, I have to like just kind of prime it ready. Let's see, we'll do this manually. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. So the thing is floating now. You can see the little air currents in there, little particles going up. It lets you know it's kind of in suck mode. It's lifting that ore piece up. But we get 80 seconds, or in this case, only, 60 seconds, because our timer doesn't work right here. But in 60 seconds, that's going to go off. That's going to reverse. It's going to shoot that guy into there and then immediately pull it out. So let's wait and see. Oh, there it goes. It just like dropped down and came right back up. One piece of ore to power this thing for infinity. Now, of course, when I designed this, I wanted it to be modular and extensible. So why build one when you can build two? With only one space between them, we've tiled this design right next to it here. So this is fantastic. So let me show you. We've added a couple more things now. We've added some hopper loaders here. This is where the extra fuel, or not extra fuel, the infinite fuel source will go in. And we're probably going to get to that next episode, okay? But check this out. We're going to have some conveyor belts here now. Click on that and click on that, okay? Now we've got a conveyor belt system. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. That will ride over, you'll bring items out of that chest over this hopper here. And when they do it, the hoppers are going to suck it up and push the fuel into there. So watch this. We're going to go like that, okay? And what we've got here is not working. Oh, right. It helps if you actually power the, you got to actually prime the system here. Give me one. All right, put one piece of coal in here. The thing starts spinning. The conveyor belt's moving. The coal is being emptied out of that andesite funnel, which pulls item out of the chest, and then it goes over the conveyor belt. And you can see this hopper obviously has plenty of space in it because it's brand new. That doesn't belong in there. All right, and the coal is filling up that hopper. When that hopper and that blast furnace fills up, it'll move along to the next one and start filling up this one as well. And then what we got here is a content observer. Now this thing is super cool. When an item is on the conveyor belt right there, it'll see it and go bloop, redstone. All right, and it goes up here and it powers this clutch, I think it's called. Yeah, and that turns off the conveyor belt. So what we've got is a tileable, massive rotational power generator that requires no ores to burn and feeds itself infinite fuel on demand only when it's necessary. This is pretty amazing. And of course, the only thing left to do is actually hook this power up to our building, which distributes the power throughout the entire base. And we've got this gears lined up right here. I want to use the stressometer that we had before. Put that right there, and you can see we're generating 65,000 power here. And if we did this right, the entire base, all the gears should be spinning, and we have power being freely distributed all throughout the base. This is so cool. Well, that is going to do it for today, guys. I am so incredibly excited to move on to the next episodes already. The plans I have with this mod are absolutely bonkers. You guys have not seen anything yet. I want to get the door on this. I want to get the rest of the base built. Like, we got to get that infinite fuel source going, which is going to blow your mind how we're going to do that if it works out. And I have like 10 other projects planned up. So guys, if you're excited about this series, please let me know. Hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And leave me a comment and chat and tell me what you're looking forward to. And I'll see you next time.